Hello, my dear crafters. Today you're going to learn how to make a notebook with a place for a pen. We're going to turn something like this. This is from the Dollar Tree. Your dollar store will have some of these. This is 4 by 6 inches. Something very simple like this into this. Look at that. How gorgeous is that? And then you open and you're going to see the paper pad is here with a cover, and then you have on the side a beautiful pocket here for your ephemera. So that's what I'm going to teach you to do today. Let me show you the second one. And the star of the show today, do you see this beautifully embossed paper? That's the start of the show. Spellbinders, they sent me this. It's being released today. It's their new 3D embossing folder called Beautiful Butterflies. Let me show you what it does. It's actually, guys, my first 3D embossing folders. I have just the regular ones. Look how gorgeous this is. And I'm going to show you the magic it does to the paper, okay? So this is the paper, basic paper, and then after you use that, this is what you get. Look at that. Look at how beautiful this is. And that's what we're going to use as a showcase in white. There you are. We're going to use the Beautiful Butterflies by Spellbinders. Look at that. Look how beautiful it's just gorgeous. And that's what I used here and here. So without further ado, let's move to the tutorial. So we're going to start with a piece of paper that is 9 3/4 inches and by 6. So here we're going to score 3 times at 4 1/8 of an inch, and then we're going to score at 4 5/8 of an inch right here. The distance is 1/2 inch, just so you know. So 4 5/8, and then 5 1/8 of an inch. So the thickness here is, you have 2 columns of 1/2 inch. You can see it here better, maybe. I don't know. Let me just put this aside because we don't need this anymore. We're going to score, and then you will see it better. I can get my bone folder here. So 1, we have 3 scoring lines, 2, and 3. And I have this kind of tutorial for bigger notepads as well. So if you, I'll have the links below, okay? Because then you can learn. This is like one that I have not made yet. So as you can see here, you're going to have a wider side that's going to stay on the right, and a shorter one, a thinner one, okay? So you make sure that the wider is on the right, because this is going to fold. And what we're going to do here is, the next thing you're going to do is you're going to put, oh no, sorry, we have to cut it first to make sure that we have a placement for the pen, okay? So the way you do it is, you're going to fold it in the middle one. You have 1 scoring line, 2, 3. Well, let me just move because my camera is going crazy right now. Okay, so you have 1, 2, 3. You're going to fold it in half. So you're going to have 1 here and 1 on the back. So it's the middle one that you fold, okay? And what you do is, you get your pen and you look at where, because as you can see here, the pen stops. If you press it down, it's going to stop right there. You're going to, the first cut is right here. So you're going to position the pen, and you're going to look, okay, this is the middle, and you're going to look at where it's going to kind of hold the pen. So right here is where I need to make the first cut. You're going to cut twice. So cut here first, and then I just eyeball it. It's like, I don't know, 3/4 of an inch. So you have the cut, the paper is cut right there, look. So what we're going to do now is, we're going to put glue on this second column here. Make sure you have enough glue here. Do not put glue here because that needs to be loose. So put enough glue here and you're going to hold and just fold it and press it down. And hold a little bit. I usually actually use double-sided tape for this usually, but I can't find my double-sided tape right now. So I'm just using this. But usually it's faster because I don't have to wait for it to dry. But here's what you have now. You're going to press the area, see? You're gonna press it so that it comes out like that. Because see, it didn't really glue. I'm gonna get my double-sided and I'll be back. Okay, so I'm back and I put some double-sided tape. Just don't want, yeah, if you use, you can use liquid glue, not a problem, but you know, for video, you want it to be fast. So again, I glue that and I'm going to pop this area here. So I popped it, see? And now, what I do is just to reinforce, I just do this, press it down, but there you are. We have our book. It's ready to go. All we need to do now is decorate it. Very easy, and if you put your pen here, look at that, it's perfectly positioned, see? So I'm just gonna get it out. That's gonna be the last thing we're gonna do. So let's work on the front, and let's see the magic now with this beautiful butterfly 3D folder. I'm going to run this through the machine with the Spellbinders 3D, and this is what I meant by moving it around. So I want to get the big butterfly. Do you see the big butterfly here? So I want to get that right in the middle. So that's what I'm gonna, no, you know what, I'm gonna put it right here, like more on the top. And that's the great thing. And they say that for these, you should always use some water and just sprinkle really fast, just to get it a little bit humid, not really wet, but just it helps with the 3D effect. So that's what I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna run through the machine, and I'll be back. So now let's see the magic. Look at that. Let me get the piece of paper. Look at how beautiful this is. Gorgeous 3D impression on the paper, and that's what I'm gonna use for the cover. So I have a mat here that I'm going to glue this on, and let me give you the measurements. So this one here, the bigger one, is 5.5 by 3 3/4. Don't worry about measurements, I'll have it in the description. But 5.5 by 3 3/4, and this one is 5 3/8 by 3 5/8. Okay, so a little bit smaller. And that's what I'm gonna do now. I'm gonna glue this to the mat, and we're going to do some decoration. The other thing that another tip for you guys is when you use this 3D, just because I'm doing video, I'm not going to do that, but for 3D, I use double-sided tape too, because it makes it more evenly glued. I find that it gives me a better result. So I'm just going to place this here, make sure it's aligned, press it down, yeah. So gonna press from the other side, and don't press it too hard, of course, because you don't want the 3D, you don't want to lose the 3D. So I find that when you use the double-sided tape, because there's so much happening right now, the paper has all these elevated areas. So see the side here, I don't know if you can see, if you use double-sided tape, that's not gonna happen. You want to make sure that it's well glued. But just for the sake of video, I'm just gonna leave it as is, and we're going to decorate this. This is also from Spellbinders. It's just leftovers from my card kit. This one is called Truly Madly Deeply. I have a lot of ephemera left over, and that's what I used. They have, as you know, wonderful card kits, and I buy them all the time. I love their card kits. And this is the ephemera from this card kit. I don't know when it's from, but it's an old one. But you know, you never get to use all the ephemera that comes with the card kits because there's so much. So I always keep it and use it later. So that's what I'm gonna use here. I'm gonna use this one, I think here on the top. And then we're going to use a butterfly because this is a butterfly 3D embossing folder. So I thought that a butterfly would be perfect. So we're gonna use this here. In the butterfly, I use a little double-sided foam adhesives just to give it just give it a little pop. And there you are, look at that. We're going to put the butterfly right here. So we have the front of our book ready. I'm going to zoom in because I think this is a little bit distant for you. There you go. So look at how gorgeous, look at the print, the embossed. It just gives so much, it adds so much to your art. So now we have to remember to put the ribbon. It's something that I forget all the time. So we're going to use double-sided adhesive for that, just to make sure to secure it in place. Just a little piece right here in the middle. And I'm going to move this out of the way because you have to put the ribbon first, okay? So the ribbon will go here. See, it make sure to secure it in place. And now we're going to glue this. And now we're going to move to the inside and we're going to cover our notepad first because I always cover it. And then we'll be ready. So there you are. I'm gonna put this in place. Make sure that it's centered. I always do this. I always press it from the other side because I don't want the embossing to be affected. So there you are. So we have the front of our notebook ready. Now we're going to do the inside, okay? I'm just gonna press one more, especially here. Let's do the inside. So we open, and this is why the right side needs to be the wider one, because the moment that you glue this ½ an inch, you lose ½ an inch on this side, and then they become equal. So next thing we're gonna do, I already prepared for the left side, I prepared this base here and I made a pocket. So this is actually 6 by 4 because that's the size of the notebook, 6 by 4, this piece here, and this piece here is 4 by 2, okay? So it's just a little pocket that I made a pocket and then I did some faux stitching with my gel pen, decorated it, and you glue just the outside. You have to leave this open because it's a pocket. So I'm just gonna glue that now, and then we'll take care of the notebook itself, okay? Okay, so I'm gonna place this here. Make sure that it's really centered. There you go. Ready to go. So the left side is ready. We're gonna do the right now. So for that, see? For that, we need a piece of paper that is 11 by 4 1/8. So we get the notebook. It's very easy. You're just gonna cover it. You get the notebook. This is 4, right? So I add 1/8 of an inch just to have a wiggle room on both sides. So the way I do this is I'm going to zoom out. This is the best way to do this. I just do this to make sure that it's well positioned here on the base. And then with my hands, I just press it to get the top. So you make sure that it's not showing the bottom here, that it's well aligned. Yeah, and then you use your bone folder to press it in place like that. There you go. You have, now all you need to do is glue. And do I need it to go all the way down here? No, I do it because I think it secures it more, but you can have it cut right here. So you don't need 11 all the time. So you do you. So I'm gonna use, just for this part here, I'm going to use my double-sided tape too. Because it really, it's a strong double-sided tape, and I make sure that it does not come off. For all the rest, I'm going to use liquid glue, okay? So I just press it down. If you have a wider one, that's even better, that comes all the way here. So I have that in place, and now all we need to do is to just, again, I'm gonna press this here, and we're going to glue it. So I'm gonna put a lot of adhesive here, liquid glue, because then you have some wiggle room. I would always glue this first, because as you know, double-sided adhesive doesn't give you any wiggle room. So I'm gonna make sure that this is perfectly positioned, especially here. I don't want anything showing, but the liquid glue is good for that, because you can move it around if you need to, and then you glue the top part where the double-sided tape is, okay? So I'm gonna press it down just to make sure that this is perfect. Good, I think it's good enough. And now I remove my double-sided adhesive. There you go. And I add some more because it doesn't hurt. And then you're going to add it to the piece of the paper, okay? Again, you can use, now that you have everything in place, use this for the back. So you're going to press it, then press it down. Again, reinforce it. Always reinforce everything with your spatula or your bone folder, whatever you have. That's good. And as you can see, remember that I added 1/8 of an inch, but this is the good thing about it. So, oh, there is too much. You can always just easily cut it off. But if you don't have enough, you can't add it. So, and this is not good scissors for this. It's better to get those big ones. But if you have too much, just cut it off. It's very easy. There, I think this side is good. And see, this side here needs some cutting too. So we're gonna do that. Not the best scissors for this, so you need a bigger one, but just for the sake of the video, I'm gonna do it. It's a tutorial, right? Doesn't have to be perfect. So there you are. Go. Good. So let's decorate this. And for this, I'm still not sure if I should use this or that. What do you think, guys? Can't decide. Okay, I think I'm gonna use this one because we already have a lot of green on the other ones. Okay, so just add some. I added some ephemera from that same card kit. Add some more here to the borders. There you are. Yeah, I think it's so colorful. The paper is already so colorful, and I already have inside a lot of green. So I thought that maybe this would be better. And I'm just gonna put this love here that I created. Let me just zoom in again for you because we're going to finish. So there you are. So I prepared this ahead of time because all these things, you know how time consuming they are. Use your bone folder. Okay, so we have this ready. Oh, we need to, oh, let me do the back now because we need the ribbon. And this size here is a little bit larger than the front one because remember this back is wider. So the back is 5 and 5/8 by 4 3/4, okay? So I'm going to do the same thing here, just get a piece of double-sided adhesive, add here for the ribbon. I'm so glad I didn't forget the ribbon. So many times, even in tutorials, I've had to like rip it off because I forgot. It happens. Happens to the best of us. So I love making notebooks, guys, and this is an absolutely excellent item for craft fairs. People love it. There's never enough. Because who doesn't need a handmade notebook, huh? And you get these at the Dollar Tree, dollar store, and then you turn it into a piece of art. So I'm going to reinforce here, especially the ribbon, and we are kind of done. So I'm going to add some ephemera from that same, oh, look at that, how gorgeous. Some hearts, and then we're going to glue this here. This can be a tricky part, actually. Sometimes it moves around. So we're going to use liquid glue again. Use liquid glue for this part because you don't want it, you want wiggle room. You want to be able to move it around. You don't want it to be like, here's the way I do it. I usually just put it here like that, kind of centered. And then I always close it to make sure that it's positioned well, like that. Yes, it's perfect. So I'm gonna hold it right there. Press it down, and it's done. And what happens, because I added two, see that there is some left over here. What I do is I hold, because I have space on the back, I hold the ribbon to make sure you don't cut it. And again, I'm just gonna cut off a little bit here, because you don't want it showing so much left over. But guys, I always add like a 1/8 of an inch to everything, because you can always cut it. Again, this is not the best scissors for this. I should have a bigger one. It's okay, I will finish this off camera because I don't want you guys to be waiting forever. That's good. So we have our beautiful notebook. Look at that. From a Dollar Tree boring notebook to this beautiful, look at that, using the Spellbinders in my, guys, kind of tired today, but I really wanted to do this video. So there you are. I'm gonna cut a little bit of this off. It's too much. We have our beautiful notebook. Gonna put the pen, the sherry on top. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? You have the back, and you can even do something here, but I don't. And there you are. So we have two beautiful notebooks, all using the Spellbinders beautiful butterflies 3D folder, embossing folder. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Give it a try. And if you want the embossing folder, I will have the link below for you, okay? Thank you so much for spending your time with me. Have a great day.